The creek behind our neighborhood wasn't anything special, just a shallow ribbon of water threading between the trees and culverts. But when you're 16 and bored out of your mind in the summer, a muddy trickle of water can become an adventure. That day had the smell of early June cut grass, distant grills, and that humid, restless promise that something was about to happen. I was sitting on a big, flat rock beside the water, shoes off, letting the current slide under my feet. Across from me, two of my closest friends were arguing. Again, "It's a storm drain," Mark said, kicking a pebble into the black mouth of the concrete pipe. "No, genius," replied Adam, adjusting his baseball cap. "That's a sewer. Storm drains connect to the sewer system. Same thing." "Not even close," Mark muttered. "Storm drains carry rainwater. Sewers carry waste. Totally different systems." I sighed. "You guys are fighting over a hole in the ground." "Well, it's not just a hole," Adam said. "I heard it connects all the way under the park. My cousin told me some kids got lost in there years ago." Mark laughed. "Yeah, sure. And Bigfoot uses it for a bathroom." The sun glared off the water, and somewhere a lawnmower buzzed. For a second, it felt like every summer day I'd ever known, lazy, endless, safe. But then Adam crouched down in front of the drain, peering inside. "You know," he said slowly, "we could actually go in a little, just to see where it leads." Mark rolled his eyes. "You mean you could go in? I'm not crawling through that." "Why not?" I asked. "Because it's filthy," Mark said. "There's water down there." He wasn't wrong. The storm drain was maybe 4 feet in diameter, built from concrete stained dark by moss and rust. A thin trickle of rainwater ran down its center, vanishing into darkness. "Come on," I said. "We can step around the water. It's shallow." Mark fiddled with the silver chain, he always worrying nervous habit. "I'll stay outside. Just tell me if you find anything worth seeing." Adam grinned. "What? Afraid of Pennywise?" "Afraid of tetanus," Mark said. I smirked, picked up my flashlight, and followed Adam into the tunnel. Inside, the air changed immediately. The temperature dropped like a cellar door closing. Our footsteps echoed off the walls. Water trickled somewhere unseen, and a damp, moldy scent clung to everything. "Smells like something died down here," I muttered. Adam chuckled. "Probably a raccoon. Don't freak out." We went maybe 30 feet in before the sunlight behind us shrank to a coin. The walls glistened with condensation. I kept telling myself this was just concrete, just rainwater, but something about it felt wrong. The deeper we went, the stronger the smell became. Not sewage, not mud, something older. Decay mixed with wet metal. "Let's head back," I said finally. "What? Already?" "Yeah. It stinks like hell in here." "Fine," Adam said, turning around, but before we could take 2 steps, we heard it. A splash. Not our footsteps. Something else. Behind us. "Did you hear that?" I whispered. "Probably Mark messing with us." Another splash. Closer. I swung my flashlight toward the sound and froze. A man was standing in the tunnel 10 feet away. His beard was tangled, his undershirt soaked and torn, and his jeans clung to him with what looked like mud until I realized it wasn't mud. It was red. Blood. "Jesus Christ," Adam whispered. The man's eyes were sunken, yellowed like wax paper. He lifted one shaking hand. "Go," he rasped. "Get out of here." We didn't move. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a knife, its blade catching the light. I said, "Go." That broke the spell. We ran, stumbling and scraping our knees on the concrete until daylight hit our faces again. Outside, Mark jumped up. "What the hell happened?" Neither of us could speak. We just stood there, gasping, staring back at the dark mouth of the tunnel. There was a man in there, Adam finally said, covered in blood. Mark's expression shifted from amusement to fear. Let's just go? I said. Now? We didn't talk much on the walk home. I kept replaying the image in my head, the old man's trembling hands, the red stains, the knife. By the time we reached my street, the sun was sliding behind the trees. See you tomorrow, Adam muttered, heading for his driveway. Mark and I split off toward our houses. He looked pale, still clutching that necklace. You think he was homeless? He asked. Maybe, I said, or maybe worse. That night, I tried to distract myself with video games. I played for hours until the glow of the monitor blurred my eyes. Then my phone rang. Hey, Mom, I said, rubbing my face. Honey, have you seen your brother? What? Mark. He's not answering his phone. He said he was going to meet you by the creek. But you're home, right? The words hit me like ice water. He said that? Yes. He left an hour ago. I've been calling and calling. I stood up, heart hammering. Mom, I'll go look for him. Honey, don't. But I'd already hung up. I ran the whole way to Adam's house. He answered the door out of breath, holding a hoodie. Mark went back. I gasped. He blinked. You're kidding. I think he went in the drain. Unbelievable. Adam swore under his breath. 5 minutes. Meet me there. I didn't wait. The night air felt heavier, colder. When I reached the creek again, the world was quiet except for the trickle of water. The drain mouth yawned black and bottomless. 10 minutes later, Adam arrived with a flashlight and a crowbar. You call the cops? My mom did. I said, but we can't just wait. He shook his head. All right. You go in. I'll stay here. If you're not out in 15 minutes, I'm calling them again. Deal. I turned on my flashlight and ducked into the dark. The smell hit me, first wet concrete and rot. But there was something new, a low hum. So faint it was almost under the range of hearing. I walked for 2 minutes. Then 3. The tunnel curved left, and the rumble deepened, vibrating through my shoes. Mark? I called. My voice bounced back in fragments. Nothing. Then, faintly splashing. Mark. This time there was a sound. A scream. I ran. The tunnel forked. And at the bend, a rusted metal hatch blocked half the path. Water spilled through its edges, trickling down like sweat. From below came muffled noises, shuffling, maybe sobbing. I grabbed the edge and started to lift. Something slammed against it from underneath. I stumbled back just as the hatch burst open, and a man climbed out. The same beard, the same bloodstained clothes. He looked terrified. What are you doing here, boy? He hissed. You shouldn't have come back. Where's my brother? He shook his head violently. You need to leave. Now. Tell me where he is. The man's eyes darted upward to the roof of the tunnel. The rumble was louder now, deep and rhythmic like breathing. It's waking up. He whispered. What is? He didn't answer. Instead, he pulled something from his pocket, a small silver chain, smeared with blood. My stomach turned. Where did you get that? I yelled. That's his. The man trembled. I had to. It makes me do it. You don't understand, it needs to feed. Feed? The tunnel shook. Dust rained down. He screamed. All right. I'll do it. Then he turned on me, knife flashing. I'm sorry, son. It's you or me. He lunged. I slipped on the wet concrete, fell backward, scrambling to get up. His knife gleamed inches from my throat. Then a sharp crack echoed, and he went limp. Behind him, Adam stood with a rock in his hand. Come on, he shouted. We ran. Behind us, the tunnel roared, an animal's growl rolling through concrete. The ceiling cracked. Chunks of debris raining down. Faster, Adam yelled. I could see the pale circle of daylight ahead. The noise behind us grew louder. Closer. And some force seemed to be chasing the air itself out of the tunnel. I reached for Adam's hand as the ground split beneath us. He pulled me free just as the entire drain caved in, collapsing into the earth. The rumble died. Then came the silence. We stood on the bank, covered in mud, watching the water cloud with dust. Somewhere inside, the old man was still screaming, or maybe it was just the echo of him. It didn't matter. The storm drain was gone. Mark's disappearance made the local news for a few days. Police found no body. No footprints. Nothing. They said he must have been trapped when the drain collapsed. People brought flowers. The county sealed the area and posted no trespassing signs. Adam and I never told anyone the truth. How could we? A creature under the ground made an old man kill to feed it? No one would believe that. Weeks passed. Then months. The world moved on. Until one day this spring. I was walking home from work when I passed the creek. The county had filled in most of it, redirecting the water. But I could still see where the storm drain used to be a dark oval half buried under dirt and weeds. Something caught my eye. Bones. A skeleton lay twisted in the shallow current, half exposed. Its back was arched, spine curved unnaturally, as if it had spent years crawling under pipes. Its teeth were missing, but the skull was intact, perfectly clean. I knelt, staring. There was no flesh, no tissue, no sign of decomposition, just bone, gleaming white in the sunlight. And that smell again. I remembered something from high school biology. Owl pellets. The way owls regurgitate bones. All neatly stripped of meat. That's when I understood. The old man hadn't been crushed when the drain collapsed. He'd been digested. I left the creek behind and never went back. But sometimes at night, when it rains and the gutters overflow, I swear I can feel the house trembling just faintly, like a heartbeat beneath the floor. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's the ground shifting. Or maybe it's still hungry.